This season, we got an updated perk to Gyrfalcon's Hauberk, and this exotic is absolutely insane for Void Hunters. Void Hunters are back, especially with the Divinity nerf that we got this season as well. That tether, that 30%, is going to be more useful than ever. I'm going to show you a build with this exotic that's going to help buff all of your teammates, give them overshield, super tanky, and takes advantage of a lot of multiplicative buffs that's going to give you a ton of weapon damage. So before we dive into the build, let's go over the update to the exotic. So it says now your void weapons gain volatile rounds after you emerge from being invisible. So originally this chest piece would just give you that 35% bonus to your weapon damage after you come out of invisibility. Now that's going behind the finisher. So it says while you are invisible and defeat a combatant while using a finisher, all your weapons gain bonus damage. It's 35%. And you're also going to give your allies and yourself a reserve overshield that you use whenever you do your next class ability. So you're always going to have these volatile rounds up. They're up for like 10 seconds and you basically are going to get your dodge back, even if you don't have 100 mobility, which I don't, because you're going to be getting improved class ability regen, and a lot of our mods and stuff are going to add to that as well. So now that you guys know the updated exotic perk, let's take a look at the build. So we're going into Nightstalker. I've got Mobius Quiver. I'm using Marksman Dodge because I like having my weapons reloaded, but you could also use Gambler's Dodge because our Smoke Bomb is going to weaken enemies. So that's that extra 15% that's going to be great. And then we've got Vortex Grenade because it's just an amazing grenade. For the aspects, we've got Stylish Executioner. This is going to allow us to loop our invisibility because we're going to be weakening and putting volatile on all the targets and then getting invisibility when they die. You're just going to be looping and looping invisibility, which is also going to allow you to get those finishers off more often. And so you're going to get that 35%, a lot more than you think you're going to get, especially in these activities where there's a ton of ads. And then second aspect is Vanishing Step. This is dodging to make you invisible. Also gives us 2 fragments. This is going to help us kind of initiate that loop, make our weapons volatile, all that good stuff. So now into the fragments. Some of these are flexible. You can determine which ones you need in order to get some stat boost. Like this one doesn't have a stat boost, but you could swap this out for something else because you don't necessarily need a ton of that lingering grenade effects. I feel like if maybe you're throwing a grenade on a boss or something, you might want this fragment equipped. But if you're struggling to get good stats here, you want high mobility, you want 100 resilience, and then you want as high of discipline as you can get just so you can throw a lot more of those grenades because it's a lot of good damage. So you could pop another one on here if you wanted. Echo of Reprisal is going to give us super energy when we're surrounded, which is great for this new activity because you're pretty much always surrounded. Obscurity is going to give us invisibility when we finish a target. It also gives us a bump up on recovery, which is great. And then we've got Starvation, which is going to say picking up a orb of power grants Devour, which is going to help us with our survivability. Onto the armor. Obviously, you're going to put your stat mods. For our 5 combat mods, we've got Elemental Charge, which is going to make us charge with light when we pick up Elemental Wells. We're going to be spawning Elemental Wells with Reaping Wellmaker. So you dodge first, you create a void well. That well is going to give you ×2 a charge with light. We're going to also get Font of Might here, which is going to give our weapons more damage when we pick up those elemental wells. And then we're also going to get Well of Tenacity here, which gives us a damage resistance whenever we pick up those wells as well. And then lastly, we're going to go for either extra reserves here. If you are running a lot of special, a lot of void special, you're going to want to pick this up. This is going to consume our charge with light and it's going to give us special ammo. So you're going to either go with extra reserves here, or you can go with Monochromatic Maestro. This is a 10% bonus, and this is in the artifact for season 19. If you don't have that, you could also go with one of these. You could also use Weaken Clear on here as well, but your Weaken, your Smoke Bomb is going to do the same thing. I don't believe they stack. So those are the basic mods, but you can also change some stuff out if you want to do this extra reserves, like I said, versus an artifact mod, depending what's in the artifact. Well, Tenacity is great, but if you're just doing strikes, you don't really need it. You could put something else on if you wanted, but keep in mind that Gyrfalcon's Hauberk, the 35% damage bonus from getting a finisher, that's not going to stack with things like High Energy Fire, Elusive Blade. Of course, the 35% is not going to be up all the time, but you don't really want to waste a mod stacking it. You could put Power of Rasputin if you had like an Aikilos gun, but we're going to be wanting to use void weapons. So unless you're using like the hand cannon could be a good choice, especially because that is an unstoppable this season. For the weapons, you're going to obviously want to go with what, you know, champions you have to deal with if you're doing higher content. If not, then you can go with whatever you like. You want to look for void weapons. So we've got funnel web, which is an amazing, amazing option. Super high fire rate. You can get that volatile out to a ton of enemies. Subsistence frenzy is going to be great. We've got adrenaline junkie, perpetual motion, perks like that. We've also got the hero's burden, which was from, I think this is from Iron Banner. Yeah, Iron Banner. This actually has repulsor brace on it, which this can make you even more tanky. And I think this is going to be insane for day one type stuff, legendary campaign type stuff coming up in Lightfall. Repulsor brace, defeating void debuff targets, so volatile, grants an overshield. So this is going to be insane for helping to keep you alive, especially in like this season's activity, in GMs, harder nightfall, stuff like that. And this comes with feeding frenzy. So this is a role that I got last season, I guess. So I've been using this one. However, if you want to get something this season, you should definitely check out the Glaciocasm. This is a fusion rifle. It's void, and it also comes with repulsor brace in the left column, which is super cool. So you can get repulsor brace in the left column, and then you can get golden tricorn in the right column. This golden tricorn is going to give you a 15% bonus damage on the first kill, and then 50% if you get that next kill with your grenade or something, which the vortex grenades are really good at getting kills on your red bars. And then we've got our repulsor brace, which is going to give us an overshield. So I think this is a really cool combo that I'm going to try out. You should be seeing some of that gameplay in the background if I did my job correctly. Oh, also for special, you could use Deafening Whisper if you've got that. It's a wave grenade launcher. Same with Dead Messenger would be awesome for this build. You've got Likely Suspect as well, which is a quicker charge time and void, and it's craftable from the Throne World, from the Witch Queen campaign. And then we've got for heavy, we've got Falling Guillotine, we've got Royal Entry, we've got the other half. So we've got a lot of options with that as well. You could use Telesto in here, would probably be super nasty. Le Monarch, really any void weapons that you guys want to use, you can use on this build, anything that you like. I just run Arbalest with the new seasonal activity just for the anti-barriers, but you could run whatever you like in that place as well. You could also use the Pizzicato, which has osmosis, if you wanted to still get your void and still get your volatile rounds and have a kinetic 900, and then use this second slot for a special weapon. I'm gonna run double special and see how that works out for me, but that's it for the build. It is so much fun. I also have a lot of fun on arc and solar and stasis, so I think that our subclasses are in a really good spot lately. If you want to come hang out and ask questions, I am streaming on twitch.tv/AbbyHour. Come check me out over there and drop a follow. Of course, make sure you're subscribed here and give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.